Yep. I think, first off, we're Ross A. Netherwood School now, so you just dated yourself a little bit,
I did just date myself, yes, Ross A. Netherwood.
This is what we're here for. We're the only high school in the tournament, the only prep team. So, for us, I think the biggest thing is just learning what our guys are. Half our team is new. I was really impressed with our resilience in the third quarter. And, our guys down the stretch, we had a shot to tie it. Then we had another shot to tie it. And then it just didn't go in. But, guys fought to the end. We dug ourselves a little bit of a hole in the first, but it's all learning in September.
Yeah, it was an impressive third quarter you had. I was very impressed, certainly throughout the whole game. Make a couple shots early in the game. That game looks a lot different. Right down to the final 5-6 seconds, whatever it was left. The game was still in doubt against a much improved UNB SJ team from where they were last year.
They look solid, certainly compared to last year. I think they got a few extra pieces that are going to help them. But, they made shots when they had to make shots. And I think their maturity kind of showed a little bit down the stretch, which for us, it's okay. It's early. It's all about improving. And we just watched St. Foy play, and that's who we play tomorrow.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you, you've got that St. Foy team tomorrow. They just put up 90-some points on Tedford. How do you think you're going to handle that game tomorrow?
I think the biggest thing is going to be our guard play that's going to help us there. I think they have one big, and we seem to be a little bit bigger inside, but guards are going to have to step up for us because they certainly have phenomenal guard play.
So keep you on the coach side here for a little bit, and then we'll talk a little bit about the tournament. So what will your routine be here when you're done organizing things? Will you watch the game tape of yourself? Will you do some game planning tonight, tomorrow, before your game? What does that look like for you as a coach?
For me personally, it will be about breaking the film down, looking at the numbers for individuals first and foremost, trying to see where their plus minuses are. I think that's a really important stat that we like to look at. Looking at guys about what they did versus what they're supposed to do. You know what I mean? I think some of our guys didn't necessarily perform to their strengths. It doesn't mean they're going towards their weaknesses, but I always say you got to make a thumbprint on the game. Some of the guys in the first game certainly did. But for me, I want to go and sit with some of the other individuals and just say, okay, you show me where you stood out. And that's really important because for me, every game for us is the game. Every game is a big game. A little bit different than university perhaps, where my guys are here to leave here.
Right.
They're here to be recruited and get scholarships. And I need to make sure they understand you got to be able to kind of get into the game and make a coach pick up a pen. And that's really the biggest thing that we'll talk about. And all our meetings will be now tailored towards our league. That's our next play we have. We got to go to Toronto to play in the NPA on October 19th.
Yep.
So a lot of our game film, a lot of our breakdown now will be about that.
Okay, one thing I didn't hear you talk about, and no surprise, is game planning for St. Foy because you're most focused on your own team.
Yes, no, for sure. And it's in September, and I might be different than these other coaches. I'm not trying to break down the other team. I want them to watch the game.
Yep.
But in September, it's really about us, what we are, what we can be, and most importantly, what we want to be.
So let's talk now a little bit about the tournament. You kind of led me there very well with your answer, I think. How does a tournament like this come about where you're bringing in university clubs and college clubs to play here in this 8-team format? Absolutely spectacular, and thank you for having me. But how does that tournament come about?
First and foremost, it's a memorial tournament for Andrew Milner. Everyone knows that. Everyone in Atlantic Canada knows that. I would argue everyone in Canada knows that. And for me personally, it's all about growing it. I know a lot of these coaches personally, a lot of the players on all the teams, they've already been on my team. I've recruited them. We've worked them out here. I've known them throughout their entire lives, whether it's provincial ball or whatever. And for me, this tournament is about making sure everyone understands the impact of Andrew. This tournament doesn't happen unless everyone, either indirectly or directly, knows and appreciates and understands how important Andrew Milner was to me personally and to the basketball community at large. Because, for a kid to be not even 20 years old and to have won 3 national championships, that's a lot to be said about that. That's a very spectacular thing that he was a part of. And that's only a very small thing, right? Everything else he's done impacting kids impacting teachers on this campus, impacting adults in the crowd, the connections that coaches make, knowing who he is. And, you know, I heard from so many people when he passed away about little things, especially on campus, that he did unseen. Like, the unseen stories are what amazes me about this kid. So when I called all these coaches and invited them to this tournament, you'd be surprised how quickly the answer was yes, where I would argue it's the first Canadian tournament ever to have all 4 levels of amateur sport in basketball represented in one event.
Yeah, that's pretty incredible. And I know we've got a big booth here in the corner with the Scotiabank banner. Got that on our screen. You've got some sponsors behind this as well.
Absolutely. The world's oldest basketball court has sponsored our banquet. Scotiabank is the key sponsor, obviously, in our events. Scotia Wealth is sponsoring our VIP room tomorrow. And Chateau St. John is a huge sponsor, helping us get rooms and venues and making sure our guys are taken care of. So, once again, it's the relationships and people understanding how important this event is to me.
Yeah, I've got a great relationship with some of the guys there at World Orlis Court, so very familiar with that. So we'll talk about that a little bit throughout our broadcast as well. Anything else you want to say? We've got a few minutes here. We're going to get run off the court.
Yeah, no,
very
absolutely.
shortly. But anything else you want to get in
for
this?
I mean, if anyone's listening or watching this game and plans on attending on the weekend, I really, really, really hope we have 100 Milner T-shirts. I want them all sold. All the proceeds of those T-shirts go towards the 4 a.m. scholarship, which is another key piece of what we're doing to help raise money. And that scholarship helps fund someone who's from a rural community like Andrew Milner or myself, or someone that just can't afford to play provincial basketball, and it really helps go a long way in helping, once again, Andrew impacting the basketball community beyond life, which is amazing.
Yeah, that's pretty well said, and certainly a great legacy for Andrew Milner here in this tournament. Your program's come a long way over the last few years. Talking to a few people and was sending some photos out earlier, people said, what, RNS isn't a high school team anymore? And
we're the best kept secret in Ross, bud.
You're a best kept secret. And I've thoroughly enjoyed my day here. I'm not sure I'm going to have a voice left by the end of 12 games. It's a pretty high-paced ball, but it's been a lot of fun. Thanks for joining me, Coach. Thanks for putting on the tournament. If you want to come back on at any point in time during the weekend to say anything, just give me the shout. Come on over. We'll make it happen.
I'll give you a break. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
All right. Take care.
Coach.
Thank you.
A world in which men and women are completely equal is still far from being realized.
What we plead for is equality of chance, equality of opportunity.
To speak and be heard.
Because when unique voices are united in a common cause, they make history.
Because until all of us have made it, none of us have made it.
Because everything I just said,
other women have said
before.
In 2013,
1973,
1971,
and 1915,
over a century
of calling for equality,
we've come a long way.
But accepting better than
before only pushes truly equal
farther out of reach.
We need to work together
as women,
as allies. Don't just listen to what I'm saying.
Act, so I don't have to say it again.
Invitational. If you're watching just a few moments ago, we had Coach Damien Gay on from RNS talking about Andrew Milner and his legacy. Of course, this tournament named in his honor. Shared the story there a little bit with us. This game number 4 of day 1, UNB Reds. And I apologize if I call them varsity Reds. Folks, when I started watching UNB basketball as a youngster, they were the Red Raiders. When I was in university, they turned over to the varsity Reds, and at some point in time, in the last, I'll say 10 years, they've switched to just the Reds, dropping the varsity. So at some point in time, undoubtedly, I will slip in varsity Reds. I'll try not to call them the Red Raiders, because that's really dating myself. Their opposition today will be fellow Atlantic University sport team, the Acadia Axemen. Interviewed Coach Joe Salerno earlier in the day of the Reds. Talked about his team and his outlook for the year. They want to be in the mix of it this year. Still think Dal and X are the top 2 teams in the conference. Coach Salerno thought X was the top team in the country last year, in fact, but didn't make it through against Carleton in the final. Heck of a ball game for sure, no question that was. This UNB team, some new faces, some more experience. The last 2 rookies of the year in the conference on the team. Lots of reason for optimism for the Reds. And of course, Acadia will be a good matchup here for them this afternoon. Pick up the starters as the players go out onto the court. Let's see who we're getting out there. Oh. Got some jersey issues already. I think 24 is going to be Javordo Mitchell. I've got Mitchell as number 11 on my shirt sheet, so we're going to make that change. Yeah, he's 24. Just got that confirmed at the UNB bench that Mitchell is 24, not 11. Hopefully they've got that right at the scores table too. All right. So we've got Mitchell at 24 starting. We've got Marcus Barnes wears number 1. Burry is 15. 5, Reese Thorogally. And the other player here is going to be 7 is Vegas Evans. Starting. So starting 5, Acadia. We've got 1, Gabe Davignon. 15 is going to be Mohammed Hendy. 15 actually. Oh, 15 is going to be Thomas McDonald. I've got two 15s here for Acadia. That's Thomas McDonald on the top, I'm pretty sure. 9. Oh, I don't have a 9. We've got number problems here for Acadia. See if we can get that straightened out as we go along. Folks, sorry, I don't have a 9. 6 is Blundell. McDonald fighting for the rebound. Kicked outside, Blundell. Davignon. Glenn Cox wears number 5. UNB gets on the scoreboard first. They're in the red. They will be guest on the scoreboard here in-house. Burry collects the loose ball. Over for Vegas Evans. Kicked outside. That's Barnes. Barnes is going to walk. I think my two 15s, one of them should be a 9. I think it's going to be Hendy as number 9. So that's what we'll go with, and I'll try to correct that. So, folks, if I'm saying that wrong, till maybe quarter time or halftime when I can sneak over to the scores table to check on that, my apologies, but I think that's going to be Mohammed Hendy at 9. Thomas McDonald is the 15. And hopefully that corrects my number issues for the Axemen. Hendy. McDonald on the rebound. That's going to be a foul on Javordo Mitchell. Javordo. Southeastern Community College in Iowa. St. John de Brebeuf, GTA Prep and Hamilton Prep in his background. 3rd year of eligibility out of Woodbridge, Ontario. 6'10", big addition for Coach Salerno and the Reds. Thomas McDonald matches him at 6'10". Played for Coach Hickey right here. Just around the corner, really, at Rossay High School. He was a Red Hawk. 4th year out of Rossay. Hard to believe it was 4 years ago. I was watching him play in high school. About 9 points a game last year and 6 rebounds in Atlantic University sport action. There is Mitchell with the finish inside. He's an athletic 6'10" at that. Really get up in the air in that one. Shot missed from the outside by Blundell. Evans loses the handle. Evans will inbound. Vegas Evans, 6'7" guard out of Brampton. 6'7" as a guard. That's lots of length in the guard position. Burry works on the inside. Now kicks back outside for Barnes. Barnes on the miss. McDonald on the rebound. Kicked out. That's Cox. Referees in this one: McGrattan, Woodworth, and Jeffrey. Kyle Woodworth, double duty here in this tournament. Assistant coach with the Tommies. Normally you wouldn't see an assistant coach of a team that they're playing in a tournament officiate. But this is preseason, and I'm sure that was all discussed and okayed in advance. No real advantage to be gained in the three-man crew in particular. Rebound for Cox. Davignon. That's a miss. Rebound that time, Barnes. Vegas Evans. Called for the block. I believe that's going to be Davignon, number 1. Evans will inbound. Rogally nowhere to go. Norm Burry missed on the baseline shot. Rebound taken away by Hendy. Out of bounds violation on Acadia. First sub of the game. Miguel Boscovich checks in out of Santa Cruz de Tenerife, Canary Islands. 13 points, 4 rebounds a game last season. McDonald was looking for the erase on that one. Instead, there's going to be a foul, I think, underneath. It is Dave Ignal. Gabe Davignal picks up the foul. Rogally to the line. Reese, fourth year at a Citadel High. First knew him as a player, playing for UKC in the ACAA. Reese put a point and a half, a rebound and a half, and about an assist a game last season. Evans on the takeaway. Has Burry here on the near side, doesn't see him. Vegas Evans with spinner is going to pick up another foul on someone. It's going to go on number 9. That's going to be Hendy. Mohamed Hendy, member of the Egyptian national team, under 18, number 19 team in 2023. Hendy will come off, checking in for Acadia. Merrick Mercer, number 3 out of Dartmouth. Second year, 5'10" guard. Evans launches for 3. Banks in off the glass. Not sure that was what was intended, but the bank's open late here. It's going to be Evans picking up the foul, I think. Glenn Cox on the drive. It is Evans who picks up the foul. Off the bench for UNB. Mark Tobin, 6'5" forward. From O'Donnell High, Mount Pearl, Newfoundland. There's a high school team in the 4A, undefeated. I remember being at the scorers table for the under 15 nationals at UNB, where Tobin played for Team Newfoundland. Pretty good exposure to facilities at UNB there for Tobin. Might have made the recruit a little easier for the Reds. Chance to play in that gym as a U15 Nats player. What a tournament that was. I'm sure I'll talk about that a little bit throughout the weekend here with UNB. Oh, Mitchell with the challenge just shuts the lights off on that one. Foul's going to go on red team. I think they said 5 on the push. That would be Zerogally. McDonald with the post catch, kick outside. Mercer, back rim. Taken away. Barnes into the paint. Zerogally. Tobin on the drive. Draws the foul. That foul is going to go on Mercer. UNB aggressive here in the early going. (9-2) UNB against conference foe Acadia Axman. Tobin on the line, good for the first. Mark Tobin last season, a little over 4 points, almost 2 boards, almost an assist a game. Near 80% free throw shooter as well for Tobin. Second one rims out. Rebound McDonald. Tobin takes the charge. Little piece of something come off somebody there. I hope it's just a piece of tape. Something right there in the key. Hopefully they see that and pick that up. It gets stepped on right there, I think. The charge taken by Tobin. Off for Burry. He's a scorer. Finds space, step back. Little vintage Larry Bird shot there. Mercer taken away by Javordo Mitchell. 6'10", off on the break. Got a little right hand on the left-hand side there, did Mitchell, based on the way he drove, but he got back to play defense and at least contend that shot. So it was good hustle back by Mitchell. Tobin for Mitchell up top. Oh-ho! Almost the rim rockin' finish. Oh, there's a rejection by the 6'10". Mitchell closes the gap there, sends it into the front row. Coach Salerno says that's the player UNB was missing last year, the component UNB was missing. Ball off out of bounds. Got a sub here for UNB. That's going to be Muscroft out of Sussex who checks in. Good Sussex contingent here for this one. Muscroft, in my view, the top high school player in the province last year. And, of course, in many people's view, the NBIAA MVP. 26 points, 12 rebounds per game average in high school for Muscroft. That'll win MVP most years. Tobin for Barnes. Barnes, stop, pop, no good. Rebound, that one taken away by Nick McDougall, number 20, who's checked in for Acadia. Over for Boskovic. Shot out of the corner made, three-pointer Ryan Monroe. Mitchell with the catch, arm swing into the post for Burry. Burry, nowhere to go. Nice pass inside. Javordo Mitchell with the finish. Great look from Norm Burry. That's a nice lob inside there as well. Now kick back out. White shirts on the inside and the offensive glass there. Subs checking in. That's Brandon Laurier. Laurier checks into the game for Mitchell. Larley out of Crawley, UK. Third year, 6'6" forward from Holy Trinity Storm. Tobin and Burry on the defensive boards. Hand off to Barnes. Burry in the post again. Oh, nice inside move by Norm Burry. Picks up the foul on Nick McDougall. McDougall, 6'7" forward. Another hometown kid here right out of Rossay. That'll send Burry to the line. Burry, 15 points, 7 rebounds, assist and a half a game. Better than 45% field goal shooter, 70% free throw shooter. Norm with the make there. 3:15 left first quarter, 15-7 UNB. McDougall against Burry. Hands off to Monroe. Kyle Monroe. Pass into the corner. Now back up top for Mercer. 6 on the shot clock. Good defense by UNB. Nothing doing for Acadia. They have to force one up. You're going to take that defense, but you need a little better attack of the glass, I think. Your UNB there. Nice hesitation move, Marcus Barnes. Second-year guard out of Kitchener, Ontario. 15 a game last year for Barnes. McDougall up top for Monroe. Monroe drives on Tobin, no call. UNB likes the no call, Acadia not so much. Stepping on the sideline and out of bounds, Larrier. UNB settling into a man-to-man here for this defensive possession. Checking the matchups. Katie again on the offensive boards. Three-pointer made on the second attempt. Glenn Cox. Extra shots for Acadia. UNB looks like a little different team on the defensive glass without Mitchell on the floor. That one is up and in for Marcus Barnes. Let's see if UNB cleans up that rebounding. And here comes Mitchell, set to check back in. Again, it's on the offensive boards for Acadia. And again, there's a three-pointer on a second chance. Loose ball's not going UNB's way. Let's see if the big fellow, when he checks back in, can change that. Larrier going to pick up the foul. That's going to go on Kyle Monroe. Coach Salerno says, let's have a timeout. Let's talk this one over. Sure, defensive rebounding and getting after those loose balls are going to be part of the talk unquestionably. 1:02 to go here in the first quarter, 2013. Reds over the Axemen. I'm Bill Gibson, you're watching the Milner Invitational Tournament here at RNS. Thanks to Scotiabank, Scotia Wealth Management, Chateau St. John, and World's Oldest Basketball Court for sponsoring this event. I think they're the four sponsors that Damian Gay mentioned in the interview earlier, if my memory is at all any good. And again, thanks to the World's Oldest crew for inviting me to take up one of their seats at dinner on Saturday evening here, the closing banquet. Looking forward to that and reconnecting with that crew. Happy to help promote that initiative. Folks, if you don't know about that, it's absolutely amazing thing that we have right here in the province. It's going to get even more amazing. We have the oldest remaining basketball court in the world. It exists right here in New Brunswick. Believe it or not, it's in St. Stephen. So think about the commercial that you see on the Origin of Basketball with James Naismith and the Peace Batchkits. Looks a lot like that. What they're going to do is they're going to build a whole other building. They've got a design done for it already around that. Very modern look that goes with that building. It will be tourist attraction, and think modern basketball Hall of Fame on a small scale, combined with that Peach Basket commercial. So a big initiative there. I was down to the Archie tournament in St. Andrews, the absolute best weekend of the summer. Look for that on your calendars next summer. So thanks to Tom, Liston, and crew for the invite for that and making that happen. Tom just turned that into an absolutely special weekend for me. Unbelievable. Got to see old high school friend win a car. I was in the group. In fact, I shot first. Told the story on my podcast, Late Scratches. If you want to learn a little bit more about that, that's in episode 1, Late Scratches podcast. Feel free to look that up and tell more about World's Oldest Court there too. You can give them a Google as well. They are an amazing thing that's going to get even more amazing. Shot made there. That's Muscroft, who makes the three-pointer. He's a silky shooter. Coach Salerno was at the Archie as well. Talked to him about that in his interview. He's a couple groups ahead of us. Javoto Mitchell with the make. 27-16 UNB. Pushed back in front by 9. Taken away by Tobin. 5 seconds to go in the quarter. Front rim miss that time. I think that's going to be Marcus Barnes who missed that one. 27-16 UNB after the first. 27-16 UNB over Acadia after one quarter. Pretty great start to the game. We saw some great finishes. Saw Mitchell almost make the in-traffic alley-oop, which would have been a spectacular play. Great pass from Norm Burry. Seen at the other end. Some good dogged work on the offensive rebound by the Axemen, who then knocked down a few three-point shots after those rebounds. Keep themselves in this one. Just listening in to Coach Salerno in the UNB huddle. I mentioned in the previous games, not sure if I've mentioned in this one yet, this is pretty close quarters here at RNS. I can reach out and touch the UNB bench from where I'm sitting right now. Stand to do most of the play-by-play call because otherwise I can't see, at least a third of one end of the court, the far end from me. Our camera is right above the scores table. By right above, I mean literally on a set of scaffolding that puts it about 6 feet in the air, and then someone up there standing on it. That's between myself and the Acadia bench, so I can't get a real great look down that way without standing. But listening into the huddle, and as it's been the case all day long here, coaches have been immediately to my right, the huddle that I'm practically sitting in, much more focused about what their own team's doing than anything the other team is doing. It's all about this point in the year, self-focus, getting yourselves ready to play, doing what you want to do as a team. Set to go, quarter two, UNB +9 on Acadia. That's Tobin on the outside for the Reds. Muscroft on the catch. Into the post. Larye. That's going to be a tough name for me for some reason. Larye on the miss. Mitchell on the rebound. Takes it back strong. Reds will take a whole bunch more of those offensive rebounds like that, and Strong returns to the rim. Get out, see these Reds this year. The Curry Center is beautiful. If you're in the Fredericton area, check them out. I'm sure you'll see more than a few dunks from this gentleman right here. It's pretty close to being able to put back dunk that one. Should be an exciting team that should be right in the thick of things in the ever competitive AUS. No easy games anywhere. Reese Sorogaleef's going to pick up the foul. Inside for McDonald. Not sure where he was going with that. He's 6'10", Mitchell's 6'10". Not sure why you go behind the backboard with the ball when you're 6'10". In there. Go strong, get contact, get yourself to the line. Easy for me to say, I'm not right there in the play. Tobin partially blocked. A couple subs for the Reds will check in here when they get the opportunity. Actually, yeah, just one. There's two now. It's going to be Marcus Barnes, number 1, checking in, and Vegas Evans, number 7. Couple starters return to the game. Mark Tobin, Reese Sorogale to the bench. Barnes off for Muscroft and Evans. Larye, Evans. Barnes fights for the rebound, gets the rebound. Now he's going to be fouled. I think that's going to go on McDonald, number 15. See who Spencer Jim. Oh, it goes on 6 instead. Six. There's Blundell. 28-16 UNB. Barnes in traffic, surrounded by white shirts. Off for Muscroft, who does a nice take. Mitchell gets a hand on that and the steal. Now he's out leading the break. He was going for the dunk. Oh, big collision there with the wall. I think that's going to be Hendy who picks up the foul. Number 9, yeah, it is going to be Hendy. Mohammed Hendy. It's going to be at least his second, if not third foul. Doesn't give up the easy slam on the break. I'm not sure in that case. To really needed to foul that hard. 30-16 UNB. 3-0 run for the Reds here to start this quarter. It was 27-16 after the first. Another way to say that is Acadia's scoreless, whichever way you choose. Good to see some friends here in the crowd. Gil Jeffrey from Sussex is in. So I see Mark Muscroft over there. Of course, Kaylee Kilpatrick from the St. John Fog. Port City Fog, pardon me. She's been here a good portion of the afternoon. League MVP, the Maritimes Women's Basketball Association. Coaches, works here at RNS, I believe. And just an absolute wonderful person on top of all of that. Everyone I've met here so far, wonderful. Folks, you're coming down here, buy one of the T-shirts, the Milner T-shirts. Get yourself down, check out some of this action. It's only September. We've got some great basketball already happening. Just a great thing to see here at the Milner Invitational. Very pleased to be here. To call a few U-Sport teams. And 4 levels of basketball really represented. Prep school for RNS. Oh, big foul there on the way to the rim. That might be Mitchell. It is Mitchell, 2-4. Pick that up. Norm Burry will come off the bench and check in. Broad-shouldered Burry out of Grafton, NB. Grafton, for folks who don't know, essentially is Woodstock. Started his high school career in the Thunder program for Scott Jones. And I date myself and Scott by saying this, but was part of Scott's first coaching role at FHS when he started coaching there. I believe he was a student at the time in St. Thomas, maybe he was. That's what I want to say anyway. That's way back a whole lot of years ago. Sorry, Scott. That does make you older than me, though. Still competitive clubs that Scott has there in Woodstock with the Thunder program for sure. Provincial championship just a couple years ago, I think. Although COVID's getting my mind thrown off a little bit on timelines. Murray started there, went to FHS. Provincial team member, of course. And then on to UNB. That is Burry with the catch. Mark Tobin on the miss. 10-point game. Boscovich got his man in the air. Oh, and there's a steal by Davignon. Some more subs for UNB. Justin Chase will check in, 6'6" forward. Scarborough, Ontario, and Orangeville Prep. High potential here, elite athletic ability in Justin Chase. Orangeville Prep to square things off there a little bit. Back to the World's Oldest Court and the Archie tournament. And the gentleman I was playing with, Kurt Peacock, who won the car. His son, member of the New Brunswick provincial team, off to Orangeville Prep this year for school and basketball. Whew, that's a big circle of things all coming together there. World's Oldest, the winning of the Lincoln Navigator. Orangeville Prep and the Reds player all together. Got an out of bounds call. Nice defense there by Laurier. Laurier goes back to collect the pass. Now he's going to drive on McDonald. Back out for Vegas Evans. Evans short. Rebound McDonald. Donald off for Mercer. Big size advantage there for Laurier against Mercer. Boskovic handed that one off to Blundell, who missed. UNB now on the run. That's Barnes. Shot missed by Chase. Burry tracks down the offensive rebound. Dribbles into traffic. Ball loose on the floor again. And it's Vegas Evans who finally corrals it for Barnes. And Laurier. Barnes, Burry, three-pointer. Front rim. Rebound taken away. Blundell. Davignaw with a three. 9-point game, 33-24. Acadia showed zone there on that last possession. At least they appeared to. Burry's going to draw a foul. That's going to go on 24. Kyle Woodworth confirms that call. Miguel Boskovic. Burry to the line. Already mentioned. It's pretty good from there. Money on the first. Pushes the lead to 10, 5:26 to go, quarter two. Miss on the second. That rebound off to MacDougall. Monroe kicks it around. Davignaw into the paint. Back. Boskovic on the shot. Got a rebounding foul on someone. Going to be on 3 red. It's going to go on Brandon Laurier. Jevin Eddy in off the bench. Eddy out of Ajax, Ontario. St. Mary's secondary, Oak Hill Academy, 6'5" forward. 4.5 points, about 4 rebounds a game last season. Burry with the ball. Finds Barnes. Barnes on the strong take. He's going to draw the foul and end up right in the camera position. There you see a nice close-up of Barnes and Eddy walking away from the camera. Subs in for Acadia, number 5, Glenn Cox. We're going to shoot 2. Perfect time for me to grab another bottle of water out of my stash here. Gone through a couple already today. Barnes make on the second. Under 5 minutes to go, first half. Acadia into the front court. Shot rimmed out by Ryan Monroe. Rebound to Burry. Burry back for Barnes. Oh, that might have been a push. Cross-court pass for Eddie. Eddie for Burry. Burry backs in on the post. Off for Eddie. 4 to shoot. Devin Eddie makes 2. Just took what the defense gave. Offensive foul. Good charge taken by Norm Burry. I think that's going to be Glenn Cox, number 5, called for the charge. Timeout taken by Mike Leslie, coach of the Axemen. You see some replays. That's Muscroft on the drive. Here's Mitchell, where he's going to get fouled. Nice look ahead here by Acadia, and they drill the 3. Vegas Evans into the paint for 2. Acadia now on the run this time. They're going to go right at the bucket and get rejected there. Forgot about that play. Another 3 from deep. This is Burry working in the post. Nice pass off. That's one of the last buckets we just saw. Then finally here, the offensive charge that sent us into the timeout. Great job by the crew here. Great replay reel here from this quarter. Always enjoy my time with folks from Maritime Athletic Profiles. In from Nova Scotia for this weekend's tournament. Oh, nice defense by Burry. I think we've got offensive goal interference there. I think what was called. Stand up again so I can see the whole thing. Under 4 minutes to go. Taken away from Barnes. Barnes looking for someone to come help him. Little conversation there among the officials. Not sure what they're talking about. Shot clock usually is what they're yeah. 23 on the shot clock. That's exactly what they're chatting about. That's usually what it is when the officials get together after a play like that, is to talk shot clock. Monroe gets it back after the inbound. Kyle Monroe stops, pops, glass, scores. Eddie for Burry. Vegas Evans. Evans has it taken away underneath. Nice hands from Ryan Monroe to get the steal there. Looking for the pass there was Nick McDougall, didn't get it. Shot missed by Evans. Acadia on the run the other way. Nice high step and nice defense. Glenn Cox blocked. I think that was Evans that got a piece of that one. Again, Acadia on the offensive glass. UNB just isn't the same rebounding team to my eyes without Mitchell on the court. He's going to be big for them this year. Devin Eddy, Marcus Barnes will come off. The line shooting 2, Glenn Cox. Cox, nearly 12 points a game, 3 rebounds last season. About an 80% free throw shooter. Those stats from, of course, his time with UPI last season. 14 games, that's what those stats are from. Missed there on the turnaround. Imegwu checked into the game, 6'6" rookie from All Saints High in Calgary for Acadia. Ike Imegwu. Tobin lucky to end up in that one after it was deflected by Acadia. Offensive foul called on Tobin. Coach Salerno didn't think that one was a charge. Not going to win that conversation. Muscroft will set to check back in. It is Imegwu with the ball, now hands it off. Boskovic makes the 3. Suddenly we've got a 5-point game here. Game that it sort of felt like UNB has been in control of for most of this half. Acadia very much in it. Tobin. Burry on the rebound. Burry's going to get a foul. Going to shoot 2. That's going to be on the bonus situation. Subs are going to be in. This is going to be Muscroft. Checks in for Justin Chase. And we've got Mercer, who checks back in for the Axeman. And it must have been someone else because there were 2 players going off. I'm going to say Mercer and Davignon. By the way, he's tucking in his jersey. He's probably just come onto the floor. Burry gets that one to go over the front rim. Minute 45 to go, first half. Last game of the day here, day 1, the Milner Invitational. Come on back for the second half once we wrap this one off, and then 4 more tomorrow, 4 more Saturday. Talk about that in the second half, what's coming up on tap. Great tournament, and we've got a turnover here. Acadia just passed this one over, and thanks to Coach Salerno for catching that because I wasn't looking in that direction, and that got me right in the side of the head. Timeout taken by the Reds. Important point of the game here. They get the turnover, up 7 now. Set to go out of the timeout. Tobin for Muscroft. Evans shoots the 3. That one is no good. Mercer in the corner. Nice take and finish by Glenn Cox. Back to a 5-point game. UNB was up 9 after the first quarter. Evans on the drive. Going to be a defensive foul on Demerick Mercer. Send Vegas Evans to the line. Evans just shy of 70% last season. His rookie year, 7 points, 3 rebounds, half of an assist. Bull City Prep in Charlotte, Scarborough Prep. Play wing for the Reds. Evans good on the first. Pushes the lead up to 6, 1:06 to go. In the half, we're going to have a sub here if we get the opportunity. Jordo Mitchell. Check back in, as will Marcus Barnes. Oh, correction, that's not Jordo Mitchell. That's Brandon Larrier. Checks back in, number 3. When I'm sitting down, I can't tell the difference from 6'7" and 6'10". And Megwu on the drive. Muscroft for Barnes. That's Burry against Megwu. He's going to draw the foul again. Norm Burry will go to the line. Burry knocks that one through. Second one, lots of rim, but it drops as well. Pushes the lead back to 9. Nice little response here from UNB after Acadia closed the gap. Final half minute of the opening half. Oh, Davignon with a nice move off glass scores 2. Barnes sets the screen. Burry sets the screen for Barnes. Barnes on the take, off glass, no good. He's down on the end line, gets helped up by the Acadia player. Something you not see often in the middle of the play. It's going to be the end of the half. 43-36 for UNB. So UNB by 7. 43-36 at halftime. Final game, day 1. The Milner Invitational here at RNS. And Bill Gibson, you're watching Maritime Athletic Profiles. Come on back in about 10 minutes for half number 2. I'm going to take a little break and be right back. Second half.
full of cookie cutter, one size fits all, trust me, I know it all advice.
And out.
Maybe it's time for a different kind of advice. Advice that comes from getting to know you, not trying to sell you. That understands your perspective before giving you a new one. That's the advice you want for your money. Scotiabank, you're richer than you think.
Fans, welcome back for the second half here. Katie a little slow getting out of the dressing room. UNB was at their bench and decided Katie's not on the court. We'll go shoot a little bit. Katie is here now. I'm sure UNB will collect themselves at their bench, and we'll have just short delay getting the second half underway. I'm Bill Gibson. You're watching Maritime Athletic Profiles coverage of the Milner Invitational. Final game of day one, 43-36 in favor of the Reds. See a number of players in and out of the game. Coach Salerno says looks a lot like preseason basketball. Things not as crisp and as sharp. As we'll see as we move throughout the regular season. Nonetheless, still fun to be here. Enjoy the seat that I have. It is close quarters, but that's all right. Means I'm practically in the UNB huddle when they're taking timeouts and on their bench. Getting themselves collected here to start this half. Now they're getting the whistle from across the court and Spencer Jeffrey. Claude Woodworth for now. Say, let's get her going, boys. And we're set to go. Second half for the Reds. So they're going to send out Zorogoli, Burry, Evans, Mitchell, and Barnes. They're starting five from the game. And for Acadia, 1 is Davignon, 9 is Mohamed Hendy, 15 McDonald, 5 Cox, and 6 Blundell. So the starters for the game, same starters for the half here in half two. Burry picks up the dribble. Off for Barnes. Barnes attacks. That's off the side of the backboard. Over to the Axeman. On the attack there is Cox. Cox on the offensive glass. Have to think that UNB talked about rebounding on the defensive variety at halftime. Mitchell blocked by McDonald. A couple of 6'10 guys meeting at the rim there. Burry with good defense. Nice job on Glenn Cox by Norm Burry. Losing a handle inside was Reese Sorogoli. Referees are going to talk about it, whether this is UNB or Acadia ball. Going to stay UNB ball. Calling for triangle from the UNB bench. It's an inbound for Burry in that time. Six to shoot into the post for Burry. For Mitchell, that's going to be a thunderous finish for Javordo Mitchell. That's the second time Burry and Mitchell have worked together in the post, with Burry finding Mitchell. That one resulted in a rim rocker. What a rebound there. Pardon me, what a replay there. Mitchell with the big finish. He'll go to the line. Folks, you're going to see that a few times, probably this weekend yet, but throughout the year for the Reds. Burry can deliver the ball, and Mitchell can deliver the finish. Going to be fun to watch. And there they work together, with Mitchell getting the block on McDonald. So now they've blocked each other. Both officials, I was looking at one. He started to call the offensive foul. The other official took over, called the offensive foul. So they were both calling the same thing. So that's good. Burry with another charge taken. Another perspiration situation, and we're going to have the Icky Shuffle one more time. It's going to be Spencer Jeffrey. Get that man some music. Spencer gives the floor a little mop. I'll say it's a nice fall day here in Rothesay. At least it was when I arrived before noon. Now got to be pushing 8:30 at least on the real clock. Almost 20 to 9, in fact. So I'm not sure what the weather's like outside, but it is a lot of action in here, resulting in perspiration. Mitchell shoots it over McDonald. Burry almost had the rebound, but instead it's the Axemen who come away with it. That's Mercer. Mercer on the drive. Burry steps in front again, but it's McDonald who attacks the glass. Couple of Reds pointing at him like, hey, was I supposed to block that guy out? Somebody was supposed to block him out. He got to the glass way too easy on the offensive end. Mitchell inside again with the reverse. Was way up in the air for that one. Three-pointer launch. Zarogali makes the three. 49-40. Reds. Punched out by Acadia. It was going to have to be off of McDonald, I think. Acadia come with a little bit of token pressure here, at least. Picking up full court. Barnes and Zarogali cross half. Zarogali with some speed right into the paint. Back rimmer pulled away by Cox. Cox attacks rim. It's going to be a goaltend on Mitchell, slapping the glass. Can't do that. Don't think that one was going to go down. Regardless, can't slap the glass. Vegas Evans. Barnes, Zarogali, Burry. Three-pointer, Norm Burry. Silky shot for Norm. Blundell with the three over Mitchell. Collision after. Kyle Woodworth said no foul. Three-pointer missed that time by Evans. Blundell, Javordo Mitchell. Controls the rebound. Barnes for Mitchell inside. Out of bounds or travel, not sure which. Something to do with the feet there, I'm sure. Mark Tobin's going to check in for Vegas Evans. .52-45 UNB. Nick McDougall hands the ball off. That's Glenn Cox. Rejected by Javordo Mitchell. Jump ball called. Mitchell, he's a race 3 or 4. Going to be interesting to see what his season looks like in terms of blocks for Javordo Mitchell. I know Coach Salerno wants him to be aggressive, swatting everything. Make his presence known inside. If he doesn't get the block, he changes shots or deters folks from even wanting to shoot in there. Nice passing inside. That time they get Mitchell in the air. Going to get a foul with the body, I think. Yeah, it does get Mitchell with the body. It's going to send Mercer to the line. Muscroft checks in for Zarogali. Good conversation. Right in front of me there, Marcus Barnes and Coach Salerno. Hope I actually get the opportunity for all the teams to sit here to my right. Feel like a little bit like I'm not talking about Acadia quite as much, but I'm literally basically in the UNB bench. So I get to have a bit more insight here. That's been the way it's been all day long. So not trying to intentionally not chat about the Axemen, but I feel like I'm part of the UNB bench, so much easier for me to talk about that in terms of what's going on. There's a steal by Mercer. Mercer gets a foul on Matthias Mutzcroft. Laurier checks in. That shot's not going to count. So that one's not going to count for Mercer. Let's see if he can do it again. That one's a miss. Great look at Mercer as he shoots the free throw. Laurier picks it up. Axeman wanted to travel into the post for Burry. Burry stepped back. Nice use of the body inside, Nick McDougall. McDougall out of Rosse here in his second year. Cleared space, put it up. Now it's a 2-point game, UNB 52, Acadia 50. Here you go, I was kind of going to sleep there a little bit on the score. But it's been Acadia closing the gap steadily here. Barnes with the miss. Burry with the rebound. Laurier with the third opportunity. Gets it to go. There's some preseason basketball there. Players not on the same page. Ball just heads out of bounds. Imegwu checks in number 23 for Acadia. This is number 4, Kyle Monroe. Kyle Monroe off to Davignon. That one goes down. Back to a 2-point game, 4 minutes to go, third quarter. Acadia with some pressure. Knocked that one away. Giovanetti in for Norm Burry. Muscroft with the catch. Laurier for Barnes. Back for Laurier. Taken away by the Axemen. They can tie with 2 here. They do tie with the putback. Timeout, Coach Salerno. As the Axemen come all the way back. That's Ryan Monroe, 4th year out of Halifax Grammar in Timberley, Nova Scotia, with the putback. Ties us at 54, 3:32 to go in quarter number 3. Folks, let's take a look forward to tomorrow. Talked about it a little bit. I'm not sure I've got these in yet. So we'll talk first. A 1 o'clock game, St. Foy and Rosse Netherwood. That should be a good matchup. Cape Breton and these same UNB Reds go at 3. At 5, it's Acadia and Stew. 6:40, Tetford and UNB SJ finish the day. So if you're around tomorrow in the St. John, Rosse, Southern New Brunswick area, come on here to Rosse Netherwood. My first time in the gym in the building. Enjoying it for sure. Can't make it Friday. You get another opportunity Saturday for 3 games, but there's a little coaching clinic jammed in the middle of it. 9:30 UNB SJ St. Foy. 11:30 Cape Breton Acadia. 3:30. So you notice the time gap there between 11:30 and 3:30. UNB and Stew. And at 5:30 to finish things off, Ross St. Netherwood and Tetford. And then, of course, the banquet right after that. Folks, they are coming down here. They've got 100 T-shirts printed. They want them all sold this weekend. 100 T-shirts, I think they're $20. Buy them. All that money goes to ensure young folks can play basketball. I'll leave it at that. I think it's the 4 a.m. Foundation, something like that. Get the exact name of it. But it ensures that folks can play. Another great legacy of Andrew Milner. The tie game into the front court, that's Tobin. Amegwu on the rebound. Axman can take the lead. Davignon. Off for Monroe. Amegwu is the one who gives it to them. Ike Amegwu out of Calgary and All Saints High. Way they played, I wouldn't have guessed he'd be the one giving them the lead. Just hasn't been on the floor a lot yet. Nice touch inside though. Puts them in front by 2. Jump ball stays with UNB. Cox and Blundell check in for Acadia. Folks, if you're watching from the Valley, thanks for tuning in, wherever you might be watching from. Feel free to reach out anytime. Hit me at Twitter at Billsby, 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 or X, or whatever you want to call it. Or any other way you want to reach me, just feel free. Give me a shout. Love to hear from you. 5 to shoot. Barnes has got to get a shot up. He's not going to. Playing with the ball a little too much there was Marcus Barnes. Glenn Cox puts Acadia up 4. Tobin scores 2. Totally blocked from the play here, folks, so I can't really see what's going on at all, but that's okay. I think that's Blundell with the ball. Amegwu inside, picks up a foul on somebody. As soon as these 3 UNB players clear out of the way, I'll be able to see again. It's going to be Mitchell, Evans, and Zarogoli checking in. Amegwu. 6'6" rookie center with the make. Sub in for the shooter. That's McDonald back in. 6'10" matchup with Mitchell back in the game. Evans loses the handle, had an easy 2. I think he could have just turned in the other direction and he had a bucket. Laurier on the block. We called for the goaltend. Zarogoli for Laurier. Zarogoli with the 3. It's back to a 3.1 possession game. Minute 5 to go, third quarter. McDonald. I think that's a 3-point answer. Official ran in front of me just as the play happened there. That is only a 2 up on the board. And go on Kyle Monroe, number 4 for Acadia. Tobin on the inbound for Zarogoli. Mitchell on the roll. Back for Larlier. Mitchell wants the ball in the post. Now 5 to shoot. Mitchell on the alley-oop. He's going to get the foul. Almost another spectacular finish for Javordo Mitchell. Worth the price of admission on his own here today. Misses the second free throw. 64-60. Oh, another thunderous finish. Turn to look at the clock, and suddenly Mitchell's dunking at the other end. Wow. "30-second clock is not running. So we're going to put that shot clock at 16. No, it wasn't running because we're under 24 seconds. It's been just at 24. Anytime we get under that, it just hasn't been going. Fighting for the rebound, that's Evans. 3 on the clock. Does have opportunity to get the shot off, but he misses. So it's going to be Acadia 64, UNB 62 after 3. UNB got the stop, couldn't get it at the other end. UNB chatting with the officials. Some of the players as they go to their bench here at the end of the quarter. So Acadia turns it around in a big way here in this third quarter. They put up 28 points in the quarter. UNB was up 9, 27-16 after 1. Up 7 at halftime, 43-36. And now it is 64-62 Acadia. UNB only 19 points in the quarter. You see some of the outstanding plays from quarter number 3. You get to see a couple of Javordo Mitchell slams in this highlight pack, no doubt. A great play from Acadia as well. They fought their way back into this one. That's Mercer over Muscroft. There's Burry inside. There's a putback by Larlier. Tobin on the drive, nice step through. Pass inside, there's one of the Mitchell slams. In fact, the second one. Wow, great angle there of that. Dynamic athlete is Javordo Mitchell. Great job on the camera work, great job on the replays, of course. Set to go for quarter 4. Mohamed Hendy joined on the court by Blundell. Cox, who drew the foul there. McDonald. And Davignol for Acadia. They lead by 2. They'll now go to the line. Do a little cleanup on the floor. For UNB, Tobin, who's doing the talking in the huddles. Rogali, Evans, Largay, and Mitchell. That one knocked through by Glenn Cox. Makes it a 4-point game. More pressure from Acadia. Acadia have been doing a lot of work with the defense, forcing UNB into late clocks. Zorogali, rebound McDonald. Clean shot there by Seth Blundell. Blundell, 4th year at Okanagan College, Vernon, BC. Clean look, clean make. Mitchell, low post. Picked off by Hendy. High stepper there for Glenn Cox, and he scores. Burry and Barnes, the Killer Bees, will set the check back in for UNB. Zrogali gets to the rim, nothing. Rebound Thomas McDonald. Larley tried to jump into Hendy there. That's Cox. Blundell into the post. McDonald back out for Cox. 3-point shot. Too strong. Rebound Evans. Evans on the spin, score 2. 71-64. Acadia. That's going to be a foul on Larrier. Going to send to the line Glenn Cox. Scottsburn, Nova Scotia. Cox with the second, up 8. Suddenly up 8, I'll say. Make it 9. Barnes, front rim on a 3. Hendy on the rebound. Off for Cox. That's going to be an offensive foul. Boscovich checks back in for Acadia, number 24. Nearly picked off by Boscovich. He was looking for a deflection. Off of Larlier, didn't get it. Inbounded to Barnes. Evans on the take. Not sure whether Mitchell gets the tip on that putback or not. It's either Mitchell or Evans. Barnes on the pass ahead for Vegas Evans. No catch there. 7-point game, 7:23 to go. Acadia in front of the UNB Reds. Boskovic on the inbound for Hendy. That's close to 5 seconds. Back to Boskovic. Guarded by Burry. Burry took the contact, no call. Davignon up and in. Again, the Axemen work the offensive glass. Love to see what the rebounding numbers are in this one in terms of offensive rebounds for Acadia. Going to be out of bounds off of Burry. Acadia bench. Pretty happy with the way things are going. Not so much on the UNB side, and it's timeout. Coach Salerno. Great look here at some of those last plays. It's a long shot made. Hendy with the steal. Nice step through finish. On the UNB end, here's Evans on the spin. Yeah, it was just Evans that made that. Mitchell didn't get the putback at all. There's a look at the Acadia huddle. And here are the rosters for these clubs. Again, one number change, I think. Hendy in number 9 for Acadia. I had 2 15s at least on my sheet when I was given it earlier in the week. Did up my notes. .6:53 to go in this one. Going to clean up the floor again a little bit. Not sure how we didn't do this during the timeout, but guess we didn't. Spencer Jeffrey with a little line dance there, cleaning things up. Some help from Javordo Mitchell. Set to go, Acadia ball. Mercer against Laurier. Ryan Monroe. Davignon with the miss. Imegwu again makes his presence known with the offensive rebound. Knocked out by UNB. Davignon off rim and through. Pushes the lead up to 11. Bit of a tale of two halves in this one. UNB in control of the first half. Second half, been pretty much all Axemen. Evans on the drive. Mitchell again with a rim rocker. Wow. I think that's 3 this half, 4 for the game for Javordo Mitchell. Finishes that one big time. Still down 9. Tobin will check in. Next opportunity. And still working the offensive glass are the Axemen. Going to call again. Basket interference. And we're going to put the bucket through. 79-68. 5:36. Barnes on the drive. Kick to the corner. Laurier, Barnes makes the 2. Good ball movement that time for UNB. Sharing the rock. Another offensive board. Amegwu. And Acadia makes them pay again for not rebounding. Finishing that time, Boskovic, number 24. Now stepping on the sideline out of bounds, UNB, Mark Tobin. 4:36 to go, a little mental error there for the Reds. Megwu sets the big screen. Kyle Monroe. Mohamed Hendy. Hendy puts up the three-pointer. No rim there. Megwu is down in the key. I think he just slipped. Comes up a little bit ginger. Vegas Evans off the bench. Vegas Evans into the game for UNB. Brandon Laurier checks out. Brandon, I apologize. I've been butchering your name all night long. I'll get it right, I'm sure. 1 out of 10 times at least. Not really even particularly tough one compared to some. Three-pointer miss, but Acadia on the boards again. Burry finally collects the rebound. Knocked out of bounds by Acadia on the scramble. Will be UNB ball. 3:47 to go, down 11. Zerogli checks in for Mark Tobin. See if UNB turns to some three-point shooting. Vegas Evans comes back to get the ball. Looking for Mitchell on the pass. Instead, it's a turnover to Acadia. Burry for 3, makes 3. Gets us back to single digits, 81-73. It's going to be an offensive foul on the screen. Nick McDougall, very much an illegal screen. He was practically running when he ran into the player. Got to get the feet set. Way better than that one. No question he was moving there. Final 2 minutes, 50 seconds of this one. Unless, of course, we get to overtime. Barnes shot, no good. Inside, McDonald, tough catch, kick outside. Gabe Davignon. Again, Acadia on the offensive glass. I'm not sure how many times I've said that. Second chance points absolutely are a major story in this one for the Axemen. That's all about determination. It's all about will to go to the offensive glass. And with UNB not matching that will to protect the defensive boards. About as simple as I can say it. It's been happening certainly throughout the second half. Foul is going to go on white number 5. That's going to be Acadia, Glenn Cox. Well, correction is going to go on number 9. Number 9 has 5. That's what we're talking about. Whew. Took me a while to get that straightened out. That's going to be Mohammed Hendy fouling out. Evans will inbound, closely guarded by Glenn Cox. By closely guarded, I mean real closely guarded. Burry with a catch in the post against Blundell, spins, scores. Nine-point game. Cox with 1:50 to go. Going to be fouled by Zarogoli. Foul on Zarogoli on the line is Glenn Cox, number 5. Makes that one. Makes it an even 10 with 1:50 even to go. Make it 11. Got a hold on Blundell against Burry. It's going to be the 4th on Blundell. First time I've seen the foul numbers going up on the scoreboard here today. Great job by the folks at the table. Not sure if we had a little personnel switch there or something. Vegas Evans from deep. Is wide right. Evans on the rebound, looking inside for Burry, taken away by Blundell. Cox on the drive by Mitchell, doesn't get the 2. We're going to count the bucket again. That's going to be the 3rd offensive backboard. Offensive glass interference. Pardon me, defensive glass interference. We're trying to say goaltend by the other term. That one banks in. Mercer. Kick Davignon back to Mercer. Final 48 seconds of play. Acadia up 11 on the UNB Reds. McDonald inside, knocked away by Evans. But stick around after this one. We'll have a quick player of the game interview. Davignon with the miss. There's another lob and another dunk by Mitchell. Give him 5 or 6 dunks in this game. The dunk machine. Of course, didn't go overly zealous on that one, given the time on the clock and the score. $88-79 will be our final in favor of Acadia. They take down the UNB Reds in this one. UNB led by 9, 27-16 after 1. by 7, 43-36 after 2. Acadia turned it around in quarter 3, 64-62. Acadia now the final score, 88-79. Acadia really did it by attacking the offensive glass, a lot of the time moving the ball. Perception of the Axemen, certainly very scrappy, very aggressive, fighting for every bit that they can. For UNB, seems to be a supremely talented bunch, but as of yet, at least what I've seen, and I know they're playing without a couple key players here, at least one key player in Matshuti. Really didn't play a team game here in this one. Didn't team rebound, and they seem to have a lot of individual efforts on offense. That's my perception. Glenn Cox get the player of the game. Glenn Cox will be coming over here for an interview. We'll give Glenn Cox here the headset. We'll tee this up, wrap this one. And we're set to go here with player of the game, Glenn Cox. Glenn, come back in this one.
Yeah, just I know the whole team played hard, ran through our stuff, played good defense, and they just kind of let me cook out there and do my thing, and that's what I like doing. I just like cooking out there, man. That's really all I do. Yeah,
you were a chef out there tonight. You had served up a few nice plays. I said it a whole lot of times. Second chance points were a big factor in this one.
Yeah.
You guys were dogged on the offensive glass.
Yeah, that's right. Shot goes up. Like, I know personally when it's missing, when it's not. I just got to get my own rebound and put it back. My teammates did the same thing. Just relentless on the glass. Like, we just don't stop. We're not going to stop. So that's how we, I think, caught the dub tonight.
Yeah, you've got, of course, a tough road ahead in the AUS coming up. Always competitive, every team in the conference.
Yeah.
Where do you think you guys are this year?
I think we showed it today, and our game against Indianapolis, that we can play with anyone, really. Like, we just go out there and we play hard. Like I said, that is the way we play. We're going to play hard. We're not going to stop. And we've seen that tonight. We just cooked. So
yeah, that goes a long way here in Atlantic University Sport, long way in this tournament. You can't take a play off, and you guys didn't take very many plays off, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Good team contribution, great game here for you tonight. Couple games left here. You see St. Thomas and Cape Breton still here in this tournament. Yeah. Looking forward to those games.
Yeah, I can't wait. Anytime I get a chance to play ball, I love it, and I know all the guys are excited too. So I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll be back here tomorrow. Any last words for anyone out there?
Shout out my boys back home.
There you go.
Yeah.
They're going to know who they are, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining me, player of the game, Glenn Cox. Great effort here. Come on back.
Yeah, appreciate it.
For tomorrow. Folks, come on back tomorrow. 4 more games starting at 1. I'm Bill Gibson signing off here from Ross A. Netherwood.
Thanks, appreciate it.